Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more space exploration. I think I've got that the right way around. I am going to start a new series of a vanilla playthrough, which I think I'm doing on Sunday, but I can't remember. Hello, Baker Magician. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yes. So there's also just a note as well. I've got some Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day stuff that's meant to turn up exactly when I'm streaming because they won't want to actually deliver my Prime Day stuff on my nominated Prime Day. Yes, I'm probably going to have to dash off at some point because it means going. I live on the second floor, and that means going down to get it. So there'll be a bit of a pause there. Also, just a note so that it's on the record for anyone catching up on VODs. The most recent Friday Facts was 420, which was about the fusion reactor, which looks awesome. I'd quite like it to be a bit more animated, if I'm honest. The actual reactor himself. I like that the turbine thingy just sort of spins around. That's quite cool. But the plasma's just a bit sort of wimpy, if I'm honest, in the animation. But it looks like an awesome building. So yeah, it was a good fun one. And I also need to do a sort of an apology. I got a bit carried away with the video for this week. So it is literally this finished. As you can see here, I'm probably not meant to show you this. This is the back end on my YouTube. But basically, it's literally, what was it, 7 minutes ago that it finished uploading. So it's got to go through all the checks and the, what do you call it? They upscale. Well, I don't know what YouTube does. Even if you upload a high definition video, it like recompresses it for some reason. So it's going to go live after the stream, basically at 6 o'clock. Which means I won't have checked it. So if there's any errors in it, then I won't know. But yeah, so that's that as well. Is that everything in terms of housekeeping? I think that's all the stuff. We're blazing with the 420 Friday Facts. Indeed, yeah. I don't know if you noticed that. I mean, they often do it. It's a little, the actual thumbnail, basically. Where's open? There it is. Open images. Cool. So the actual thumbnail is called Blaze It. So they put that little joke in there as well. But yeah. Yes, as I say, I think that's all the housekeeping. So if we switch over to the game itself, as I say, I will have to. Is the game going to come through? Are we getting video? There we go. It's been a bit of a hectic morning. I had to finish the edit and get it rendering and all sorts. It's a 2-hour job. Right, so I didn't care for how the turbine looked too similar to the plant itself. At least the maths are much cleaner, yeah. So I like the design of it. It could have done with a bit more animation. I was saying in the video, it's probably good that it doesn't animate a lot because you're going to end up with quite big fields of the things, but they're a bit unspectacular. But then if you think about the fission reactor, the normal nuclear reactor, it just glows a bit. It doesn't do anything. So I guess it's in keeping. I do need to change the settings so that I can hear if anyone does a subscribe or anything similar, because it doesn't keep the settings. Hang on a second, so I need to change that and then change it back again. I think that's right. There we go. Doing IT admin as well. Cool. Okay, so get the actual. No, that's the wrong thing. What the heck have I done now? I'm definitely properly organised. Yeah. Cool. There we go. There we go. I figured I'd do one last playthrough until SA. That was a few months ago. One playthrough number 12 now. I think. Oh wow, cracky. Hello Mia, how are you doing? Hello, my friend across the pond. I hope you're well, and hello to you as well. So I have managed to play a little bit during the thing. By playthrough, I mean I generally play a lot of modded stuff now, but it will be a streamed series is the idea. So that's kind of the difference with it really. But it will literally just be vanilla. I'm not gonna ramp up patches, richness, or anything. It's just literally as it comes vanilla. We are on RAN basically. So I did do some stuff. If we look at now this, for example, we now have the blue circuit set up. No, that was the wrong button. Now this, there we go. It's busy filling up. I did send an intermediate, half full one so that we could do some space science with doing mining productivity, which is hopefully going to alleviate some of the problems I'm having with patches just getting eaten straight away. What else did I do? I mean, we got stone as well. I think that's sent up several rockets because obviously stone's a bit abundant. And we're also getting coal ready to go by the looks of things. Did I even set a... Oh no, coal's coming here. That's right. So RAN is almost completely coalless. So when that's full, we should get a rocket coming over. I think that was all for the rockets. What else did I do? I did finish... Oh, I've done the wrong button again. I did finish off the walls. It works really well in terms of the building the actual... just building these down and sticking them in. Landfill is a real problem, though, because Roboport range is so small. It's just that sort of build range that you can only build a little bit each time. And, of course, I'm extending the walls a gigantic distance across giant lakes. So it was easier just to go over there and hand do it myself. But I then basically said it will go in automatically. I have used up a lot of stuff, though. What are you actually moaning about now? We were moaning about no shells. What are you moaning about now? No ammo, okay. Which is not surprising. Yeah, because nuclear's... I think I've almost exhausted this patch. Well, I say almost, in the sense of... it's only trickling out, basically. But there's, thousands of ammo trapped in the other walls, and the idea is to delete it, and they'll move all the stuff over to the new walls. So it's sort of, the actual cost of a new wall build is actually just like the small extension on the corner there. I'll say this every time. Look at those lines, so beautiful. Good. I used to optimize everything, optimize the fun out of it, they say. I've been having fun again making builds that are perfectly square with power pods and lights all in a neat grid. Indeed. I mean, I did a whole series actually on trying to do aesthetic builds. Obviously, it's tricky with Factorio because there's a little bit of a, what do you actually mean by aesthetic? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a little tedious because there was a lot of building something and then moving it one tile over so that it was perfectly all aligned. But it was a lot of fun. I ended up doing it in creative mode because of that. I'm going to revive that sort of stuff when we get 2.0. I'll do and the mods are updated. Obviously, I'll do a Dectorio, messing about thing. The other thing I did was basically sort the rail problems we were having. So the big issue was that everything was coming up and down this line in order to come to the depot, which meant that all the actual proper traffic on the line, trying to get red circuits, and as you can see, it's all full up now. Red circuits and glass and all of this sort of stuff was getting jammed up as well. And so basically what I've done, this is now, there is a cheeky little one there, because that's a sort of easy exit for things, but this is just a crossover. There's no way for a train to get into the depot. They have to go out onto this line. And of course, while it's also got military stuff on at the moment, eventually it won't. That'll be further out. So effectively, I've got a base in a gigantic roundabout now. So that's fun. What else did I do? I mean, I didn't do a lot of that. The bots obviously did it. There wasn't a lot for me to do other than manually fill in the landfill, as I say. Yeah, I've just added a few patches, is the type of thing. So I think we had that coal already, but I had to add another iron patch. Did I? No, I didn't actually add the iron. I added the copper, but stone patch as well. So yeah, hopefully the mining prod will sort that. And speaking of which, it is now producing regular science packs, space science packs rather, because why does that not have, what condition does that have on it then? Where is it even putting, I guess there's something there. Oh, I see, okay. That's interesting, isn't it? Should really be wired to it, I think, rather than just a general condition? Let's try that one. Because we want that stuff on both sides, really. So, if we do that as less than 200, and then knock that off, and then do a copy, and do a paste, and that should be okay. But yes, science is happening, amazingly. There's plasma, speaking of this week's Friday Facts. So yes, I'm quite impressed by the fusion thing. It seems like quite an interesting system to play with. Obviously, the video's not gone live, so I don't want to kind of spoil it as such. But there's obviously the little blue, you know, the equivalent of the nuclear stuff for. Would it be under? I don't think I've even got it, have I? Because I haven't got nuclear power. Oh no, I have got nuclear power. There we go. So there's a blue version of that one that's been in a few previous Friday Facts, and then obviously we see that one showing up as the fusion fuel. So it'll be interesting to find out what it's made of, because you know, I don't think they'd just make something up. It wouldn't be, you know, unobtainium or what have you. So it'll be a real element. The logical thing is to do heavy hydrogen or, you know, something like that, like, you know, deuterium, tritium. And of course the question then is, where do we get that? You know, is that somehow on Aquila? You know, it's kind of got to be, really, because it's an end game thing. But what does that mean? What we're going to be doing to get ourselves some heavy hydrogen? Sounds like a lot of fun systems to play with. Okay, so I think that's all there. What I'm doing on RAND basically is putting in the whole build everything. I've rotated it on its side and got rid of the military stuff, but this is now up and running basically. So we can sort of leave the place. I was going to tidy it up a bit, you know, because I had to put in a load of random things. Like for example, there's, you know, a rocket here. Just because there's a rocket here, you know. So I need to do some tidying up. Do I want to do that now? Ooh, they're actually working on this, are they? Okay. Well, that's another thing I need to do. We need to put, you know, a lot of meteorite defense on and all that sort of stuff. But let's say, do I want to do all that now? Given it's working, is that like interesting enough for stream? Because what I can do as well is this place gives us iridite, several patches of, and I think beryllium's here as well. Where's the beryllium? That's more cryonite. Because, like, you know, I probably want to set up a bit of a train thing to bring that in, and, you know, etc., etc. Was there anything else here that I thought was? So we got iridite. Let's have a look on the Dubry, the listing. Right. What do we have? Iron, so no, so there isn't. Okay, but didn't this have one of them? No, it didn't. So what we're lacking basically, because we've got a couple of options of what we could do. We could go out to the asteroid belt and set up the whole water processing thing. We sort of don't need that because the Nauvis orbit patch is still good. We have some places that don't have biters, so I mean this isn't one of them, obviously. I think there was another planet without biters on it, because anywhere else is going to be absolutely drowning. There you go. So we've got Holmanite there. Does this have biters? Sladishon. What a name. Does this have biters? Don't think so. Let's have a quick look. And then that one. Okay. No, okay. So we've got holmium here. Loads of it, in fact. Absolutely loads. Crikey. And that's one of the things we need. But the other one was beryllium. There's obviously vitamelange. There's the no... Oh, Jet Nova. What have you got? Is beryllium not iridite? Because it calls it berytite or something, doesn't it? Iridite. Oh, that has beryllium. Except I have not seen any patches of beryllium. Okay. Methane ice as well. What do you use that for? Because what we kind of need to do, really, is crack on into other sciences. Have you made refined concrete? I made it a long time ago, but just kind of stopped. Spiders aren't affected anyway, so it's really lackluster. Oh, you mean, sorry. I'm really confused then. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I tend to make refined concrete in relatively small amounts and tend to use it for like bits of the base. A lot of people just concrete their entire base, don't they? I don't generally bother doing that. Not least of all, there's the whole pollution thing that it doesn't absorb pollution when you have it on there. So I don't tend to bother. But when I do like more aesthetic builds, I will put concrete basically everywhere. But usually with Factorio type mod on it, so that you can actually do coloured concrete and stuff like that. But no, I don't tend to use a lot of refined concrete. It's quite expensive as well for what it is. And as you say, a Spidertron doesn't get any movement bonus from it. So, when you get to that stage, I mostly just use Spidertrons, really. Yes, so we need to decide what we're doing science-wise. Now, if we want to do more... Because the other thing I could do is set up like coal liquefaction, but a lot of these are just vanilla stuff, really, aren't they? So, because we've got beryllium there and holmium. Two things we kind of need, and those allow us to do the whole liquid thing with the casting and all that sort of stuff. So that would be an efficient way of making it, power notwithstanding. But I kind of need to decide what I'm going for. My ultimate, where I'd be happy if we get to, is the space elevator. It does involve doing a lot of text, though. Yeah, do you need that one first? Is that what that is? Because if that's the space elevator cable recipe... Oh, it's a different version of space elevator. Okay, fine. But yeah, so we need, 3 different science packs, basically. That, in fact, that's a level 2 one as well, isn't it? So those should really be the goal, I think, that I want to push for. Because, I would quite like to get this just set up and see what it's all about. And I consider that a success for this attempt before Space Age. It's not that many, is it, actually? Researches, and I think I can do some of them. But what would be the next science? The next science would be this material science pack. And that needs things, all sorts of things. Thermofluids and material insight, which I think I get, yeah. Do a lot of them come from there? Because that needs iridium, you see, which is why I was wondering about it. So it might be worth just setting up some iridium processing with a shooty bang to send it, basically. I'm just wondering, I must be making capsules here already, because that's how the cryo stuff is getting over. Okay, so it looks like most of it is material insight. I wonder where I get that from then. But yeah, we do need that iridium processing. So how about we queue up these ones, basically. I love it. One of the things, like quality of life things I love, is if I could, shift click this or alt click this and it would just add them all to the queue. Almost seems weird that that's not on there, because that's like that was something that old, whatchamacallits, RTS's had for years. But yeah, okay. So we can get them on the go. what would be the next? It's probably a bit too... Do I want to push on with everything else? I mean, these are relatively safe to make, I think, because, you know, I'm just using bots to make everything, basically. And these are machines. That's already on there. That one? Yeah. That'll do. Okay. Cool. I was wondering why they considered the plasma reactor that much better. Till I did the maths. First, it can host 5 neighbours instead of 3. It's also 100 megawatts base instead of 40 megawatts. Then I realised that if base stats are higher, then quality will scale better. 40 megawatts times 2.5 equals 100 megawatts. 100 megawatts times 2.5 equals 250 megawatts. Much more power. Yeah, it's like a league of its own. I mean, the build they showed, 900 megawatts, and it was just this tiny little footprint, really. It would have fit, I believe, into that solar panel square, basically, and that's your entire build. This is making... I can't remember. I think these are megawatt squares, basically. And that's making 900 megawatts. And that was without quality, anything like that. We did also see the old plutonium as a level 4 quality thing. And I don't imagine that means more power out of it. I don't think, that gives you more megawatts. But I imagine it burns for longer. So, they were using and doing that and making those. So that must be worth doing as well. And if you can literally make one, legendary plutonium, stick it in each one of those one in each reactor, and it lasts for, 100 years type of thing, or whatever silly number it would be, then, it feels like that's such an easy solution. I think the tricky part might be the coolant, because the way the Friday Facts is written, it consumes coolant, so it's not a closed loop. It's not a fully closed loop system. The way it says it, it's basically it is consuming some of the coolant as well as the fuel. So you've got to ship coolant around, and well, I go into a whole bit in the video because that probably means barreling and sending stuff via barrels, which could be quite painful. It was always staggeringly annoying in the base game to move. I'm just wondering, because if I'm making... Oh. Yeah, them adding in... so I can't do anything with Iridite yet until I do that research. Okay. I don't really want to send the raw stuff around. I'm a bit stuck, you see, because it's like... Oh, a whole lot of scrap. Lovely. Because that's like the next phase. It's all sort of ready to go, in a sense. I could add some more platform stuff. I just didn't manage to get quite enough done, is the problem, basically. There's little bits and pieces that just need finishing off. Ooh, that's big, isn't it? I didn't know you could take that so large. That's what she said, wasn't it? Okay, so... I don't know why that's there. Why is that there? And why is there a bit of stone? I guess that's a bot that's died, is it? I bet my entire base back home is just littered with, bits and pieces that the blooming bots have dropped. Right, and we can pull this up now. Yep. No. That. Oh, just do it. No, too far. Hello, Senna. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. I need more iron, said every Factorio player ever. Oh, someone was pointing out actually on Reddit, I think it was, that It's not so much about needing more necessarily. It's about how did they phrase it? It was quite well put, and I can't remember what they said. Where it's like, it's not that you need more; it's that what you've got runs out in a sense. So, you know, the sort of thing of you could infinitely just add more and more iron. You know, for example, and you know, that's not really the problem. The problem is getting it to where it needs to be. You know. Okay, I did also set this up. I don't know if that was on stream or not. It's just to return all the whatchamacallits back. It's like we could go back to Nowvis and set up the recycling thing or the scrap processing thing, because I've not really done that yet, or what have you. But what I really want to do is push on with more science, more buildings, basically. Okay, so how about I just chuck in some... Am I aligning it left or right? Chuck these in. I don't know why I put everything so close like that. There's a good reason. Which is to say, no reason at all. Okay. So that's given them a bunch of jobs. I think I've also got some... Oh, I can't do it from this theme, can I? Blueprint book. I quite like that iron being so abundantly needed in early game. It's a meme at this point, a cultural touchstone. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It is an early game mantra, isn't it? Lots of iron, you know, not so much copper, and then it kind of flips all around. I'm doing fine, thanks. Going to be torture later when the sunburn pain sets in, but if they want to, if you play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes. I don't know what that means. Have you been running about in the sun, have you, Senna? I'm not sure what the stupid games is. Okay, so we can also copy up a couple of of these, I think. Add them on, but obviously there's no platforms up there. Could I get some of these making platforms and rockets and stuff? I bet they'll make them. Yeah, them. Steel chests, concrete, steel plate, radar. Okay. Probably easy just to make a load and rocket them up, isn't it? I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. When I'm going to start setting up iridium and stuff. Don't really have a plan for the stream today. Just having been out in the sun for too long. Okay. But take care of yourself. I don't, you know. Not good to get sunburnt. Right, let's be a bit more analytic about this. We're gonna need iridium, which we know is on this planet, so we might as well set some mining up at least. The only place we know we've got beryl, in theory, is the asteroid belt, but we have not found any. So, if we set it scanning, which I was a bit worried. I scanned Nowvis. I was a bit worried that was going to be an insanely intensive process, but it actually isn't. Because all it does, let me do a map view, is it just like fills in an edge at a time. It's just quite slow. But it does it like in an orbit, basically. Although I guess this... Huh. I wonder why it's just doing it as a line there. I wonder if it maybe starts on my origin point. Unless it's only that this is the bit that counts as the planet surface. But then why has it got extra edge there? Because it's just scanning the two lines on either side. And we know that goes further down. You know that. It's not scanning that bit. That's a bit odd, isn't it? Anyway, let's see if we can find some beryllium for me. Oh, there we go. There's Beryl. Good old Beryl. Not much in that patch, though, is there? 40 million, that's okay. Okay. Oh, there's loads of it. Why did I think it hadn't found anything? Okay, we'll stop that then. I had a playthrough where I used a single belt full of ammo around my entire factory, with only gun turrets as defence. 20k long belt segment, fully saturated with uranium arrow. Wow, I'm not done with uranium arrow. When I don't usually do that anymore because I found it all very annoying. But when I first, did my first few playthroughs, I would do the whole belt of ammo around the base. And I just remember it being really, particularly when you expand, was the problem, because you then have to pick up or redivert or, like a million pieces of ammo, and I just found it so annoying to do things that way. I'd much rather have, chest-based system, because, I don't know, it's just a bit tidier and a bit simpler and, that sort of thing. But yeah, I did that, when I first played. It was a sort of just a whole loop around the entire base. Just going to check if my pass was anywhere close. Yep. Okay. Now, where are these patches then? Let's at least get something going. Irritate, maybe. This is the thing here, isn't it? What I could do, I guess, is maybe swap some of these out. Have I got any others? I don't think I have. Well, I guess we've got general ones that we could do. Oh, I don't use that, do I really? So if we move them to them, get the bots to do all that. Go. And then we also want to, I guess, properly encase everything with roboports as well. Because there's no point having the stuff to do repairs if the bots can't reach everything to do repairs. That's too far. Did you expect a fusion reactor? Yes. Well, expect is a very, very strong word. I suspected that there would be a fusion reactor. I think I eventually talked myself into believing it was possibly a plutonium reactor. That it was going to be a plutonium thing. I don't know if that's in... Is that in this? Because Factorio 2 has a load of extra power things. I guess it'd be under technology. Yeah, so matter fusion. So it doesn't really have... Obviously it has the portable one. But Factorio 2 has... No, it doesn't appear to have anything plutonium in it. Has loads of them, so you can do plutonium reactors and fusion reactors in that, and obviously eventually get the matter reactor and all that sort of stuff. So it goes quite mad with that stuff. And so I kind of figured there had to be some kind of late game power generation, because it's just impractical, I think, to run all these foundries and what have you that they appear to be running without something like that. Because, as I say, almost every time they mention the foundry, it's massively power hungry, so it had to have something like that, otherwise, How else would it all work? I didn't 100% know, as I say, it was going to be, or feel it was going to be, a fusion reactor. Although I did, a couple of people liked a very old Reddit post I did. When the Falgora pictures that showed, the map basically for Falgora. There's actually one of the In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the design we've seen in the Friday Facts. But that was actually on there as and it's like a green building. That's how they're representing the fusion reactor. And I basically posted on a Reddit post something. Maybe it's a fusion reactor. A couple of people have liked it. But yeah, so I'd sort of felt there must be something like that, because it's just too. It's going to be too difficult to do it, especially when they're going around telling us, Aquila has no light basically and is cold. So how else would you get power on it? Because solar's not going to work. And if it really is dark, if it's properly black, type dark, then you're going to struggle to see anything to set up power, for one thing. But also, if all the water's frozen, how do you unfreeze the water? How can you... I mean, obviously you've got asteroids, but if you're trying to run a nuclear build, you can't, because you need liquid water, and nuclear's really liquid heavy. It also seemed a bit daft to me, and I say this in the video, it seemed a bit daft to me that they were setting up, why is that all the way over there? I guess covering that as well. They were setting up nuclear reactors on platforms, and I wonder if some of those are actually more like, they've replaced the fusion reactor, basically. Is it in here? Yes, it's in here. I don't want 50. I guess we're not making it. Oh, there was no coal, was there? Does it actually center? It has. We have. Oh dear. Oh dear. We've got rocket parts in it. That's not good. We do that. Oh, it needs to be a filtered one anyway. It's kind of a meme and a kind of not. Gun turret with uranium ammo start doing silly amounts of damage. It got to 1k damage per bullet, not magazine. You do 3-shot of behemoth biter, and then 25 shots a second. Crikey. That must have been with a lot of the damage buff, was it then? Luckily they changed the current portable fusion reactor, and it's really nice to have even more power in Armour Endgame. Again, yeah. That one's particularly interesting because a couple of fusion reactors... I mean, obviously you've got the issue that roboports suck up all the power quite quickly, but the current, or the fission reactor as it's going to be, is actually perfectly capable of powering your entire grid. You're obviously getting, there's like legendary power armor and all that sort of stuff with more spaces, but then you get legendary equipment as well. So I think that's another hint that there's some more stuff coming for... I guess there probably aren't any filter inserters. I bet I've got the only filter inserters. Okay, we're going to have to dash back then. But yes, it sort of feels like maybe... this is quite a big patch, isn't it? Yeah, that there's more technologies coming for personal equipment. And it's going to be nice, I suppose, to at the very least, even if there isn't, being able to go, right, well, I just want to stick in 20 lasers and what have you, and you only need one fusion reactor, power the lot, and, fill it up with lasers and shields, and you don't need the power gens, and you don't need batteries, because it's just so powerful, sort of thing. So even if there isn't, that's going to be quite nice, I think. And I did say, way back when quality was talked about, one of the things that a lot of them were doing was running quality just to get the better equipment. So it's clearly a thing that's worth doing. Why am I doing this like some sort of scrub and not using my actual thingy? You don't have bots and do the work yourself, do you? Just go this way. Right. Delete you. Yeah, I really like that we now have like the proper, you know, the proper step from a fission reactor to a fusion reactor, because that was always a really weird thing. Is that suddenly the engineer, it falls into my category of things that are just a bit strange, because one of my favourite ones is that the engineer doesn't know how to dig a hole. You know, they're intelligent enough to work out how to build a nuclear reactor, but they apparently don't know how to dig a hole. Because you can't build things. And obviously that's just gameplay. It's gameplay reasons. But it falls into that. It always fell into that category of, well, the engineer suddenly somehow knows how to make to do fusion reaction on a tiny, if it's on a tiny scale. So long as it's a fusion reactor that would fit in a backpack, then they know to work that out. But if it's a fusion reactor that is at scale and would actually generate useful power, then they don't know how to do that. It's always a sort of a strange thing. I say it's all just gameplay. It's not. There's no real reason for it. A bit like suddenly the engineer knows how to do cooling if it's for a fusion reactor, but they don't know how to do cooling for to prevent things from spoiling. Okay, so hopefully that should keep us going for a very good long while. But I mean, it also suggests to me that I mean that's got to be how our mods implement, refrigeration, isn't it? I mean, they're being given a cooling system, they just need to do it so that it has some gameplay impact. New building has some gameplay impact on spoilage, basically. Seems like an easy thing to know. Holes are too spooky. The subterranean hamsters that power our belts are down there. I'm not messing with them and their belt running agenda. Wow, indeed. I mean, they must be. And that's another thing. Engineer is perfectly capable of creating perpetual motion machines, but again, doesn't know how to dig a hole. Okay, so that covers all of that. We've got a little bit of coverage from the old debris there. Ideally, we want another one, though, don't we? Sort of maybe here, just so that we don't end up unnecessarily losing. By the way, I've decided to just keep tweaking here while we kind of do research, basically. And we want to build out that coal, I get. Copper. What have we got? Coverage. Probably don't need more roboports. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more sort of sustainable in a sense, that it can keep going for a bit longer. We do want one down here, really, don't we, as well? Crikey, that's done. I need to go and fix the thingy first, though, don't I? I'm a little bit surprised at the last two threat effects because they are about smaller things versus mock lever info, Aquila info, enemies, perhaps space. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure I'd call the fusion fusion power a small thing, but I do take your point. I think, it's kind of the pattern they've established. Things got a bit wonky because, basically, well, to put it frankly, they weren't able to do. Why are you putting a thing in there? naughty bot. They weren't able to do Gleba as when they wanted, basically. So they've clearly mapped out a timetable of regular intervals for doing like the planets and the big stuff, and so it's gone a bit wonky because why have I now suddenly got 200 mining drills? Where have they all come from? You know, they weren't able to do it, so you know they had to do some filler in ones basically. So it's gone a little bit off schedule, you know, off kilter in terms of timing. It does mean that if we're going to find out about Aquila, it's literally going to be in a couple of weeks' time because that's when it would have been in the normal schedule. Not necessarily that we will, but that would be better time. You know, be more close to the original timing. I guess I also should pump this oil, shouldn't I? This is only 35% of the way through, which is a bit interesting. I'm just wondering if I've run out. It is not running because it is not getting what? Productivity modules. Okay. Is anywhere actually... Oh, it is. That's making problems. And it doesn't have glass. It does have glass. Not enough glass for how quickly it works. Okay. Was glass something that I'd lined up to blast into space? It must be. There must have been a glass one. Density structures. No. Okay. Is it only coming in via cannon? It is only coming in via cannon. Okay, that's not very good, is it? So, how about... We've got a spare one? No, we've not got a spare one. That's very annoying. I guess I could... repurpose like those into low density structures or something. Okay, I don't think I can really easily fix that. Oh, just have to be slow, I guess. And there are not that many Friday facts left. Yeah, there's about, is it 13, 14? Something like that. They're slow drip info. Slow drip info like crazy. Yeah, they're very keen to just keep it a tease, aren't they? I think part of that, if I'm honest, is, you know, my sort of guess on it is cliff. It's the artwork again. You know, I've said this before that I think that's the bit that takes, you know, the longest, and so they're a bit sort of like, well, we could show them this mechanic, but at the moment it's a bunch of grey boxes, you know. So instead, they just sort of... that's not connected to me. That's perfectly one tile up the way. Excellent. Yeah, so they have to sort of decide, right, well, what are we actually able to show that's both pretty, you know, and informative sort of thing. Okay, so that gets that robot coverage. I connected them in the end, didn't I? Yeah. So we need to roboport up to there. And get some... Oh, and there as well. Okay. So how about we get those guys covered? Did I... I've got enough pump jacks. Okay. Yeah, I guess they'll show some nice stuff out from Friday Facts, or they'll just blast us with info later. I think, you know, I think it's genuine. It's the thing we've been saying as well, that they are relatively comfortable, you know, keeping a load of surprises for people. I don't think they're thinking, right, well, we need to tell them absolutely everything. I do think they are, you know, happy to leave a lot of stuff to be determined in a sense, or to be discovered by players. Although I'm sure they're fully aware that within minutes of it, you know, going live on Steam, there'll be live streams and all that sort of stuff going. So if you want spoilers, I'm sure they'll be easily accessible. But yeah, I don't think they want to show us everything, but also, as I say, I think there are some limitations that kind of mean it's not as easy to just you know, provide absolutely everything. I still haven't determined, if I'm honest, whether they're not still actually adding stuff. There's things that have been said that kind of imply that maybe they're still adding features. I don't think in a, you know, completely new idea sense, but in a, like Eldor's basically said that, you know, they had a go with the fusion, didn't really like it, and we're going to take it out. And then he's had another go at it and, you know, sort of presented that to the team. So, and I think there's stuff like that where maybe they've had ideas and thought, well, we'd like to do this and this would be a cool thing to do. But then they've not managed to get it done, basically. Because even Rayard still was, you know, saying he was still tweaking the fluid mechanic change. So yeah, I don't know when feature lock happens, basically. I'm also fascinated to know what we'll get in 1.1, you know? Is there a bit of a plan of these features we might just leave until the next one? But then I guess you never know how much bug fixing you have to do. Oh, hello, Akalia. Welcome. Oh, Boric. Spam bots. I don't suppose one of you two wants to become a mod, dear. No. No. I always forget what the actions are. Is it mod actions? Not that it's a very particularly intuitive interface that they have. Not timeout. I don't want to warn them. Bam, there we go. Silly thing. Sorry, I missed some chat there. It's possible they will only do the aesthetic half of Aquilo on the Friday just before release. Yeah, that would be an interesting way of doing it. Just sort of saying, here's what it looks like, you know. Because one thing, I mean, I don't know how many, if any, Friday effects they'll do after release, you know, because if you're saying it's a 40-hour game for a, you know, sort of experienced type of player, and maybe first playthrough is more in the 60-hour range, I think obviously that you could turn it on for where you've got a mega base that's already running. You'd have to fix a lot of stuff, but maybe then you could just play straight into Space Age. But you're talking about 40 hours of gameplay for someone who knows what they're doing in it, so it's got to be 60, maybe more hours of stuff. Well, that's days, you know. That's not, what's that, 24, 48. I guess if you literally played without sleeping, you could do it in 3 days. So you could even do a Friday Facts the Friday afterwards, which was, this is what Aquila, you know, they could, as you say, they could do the graphics for Aquila. Was that my parcel? I heard a noise. You do the graphics for Aquila literally before launch, and then the next thing, most people wouldn't have got there, you know, because Aquila is double locked off. You know, if the 3 intermediate planets are hidden behind research, you've got to do research that uses science packs from every single planet before you can even find out where Aquila is. So that's not happening within the first day of people playing, I don't think. I mean, obviously a dev could jump on our 415. Okay. wonder if they got stuck in traffic. I Dev could, jump on with a late game save onto the Twitch or something and just show everyone. But yeah, you could literally do your Quilla reveal as the next Friday Facts type of thing, because most people wouldn't have got there. And players aren't see enough to know will plough through the game to find out before the next Friday Facts, where they reveal its mechanics to everyone else. Yeah, I literally, yeah. Great minds think alike. That would be a nice way to do it. Maybe they'll also not reveal the Viking Barbarian Girl mech suit. I almost forgot about that one. Crikey. Yeah, I still haven't a clue what that is. I mean, what do we need that for? The only thing I can think is that... But we've seen the engineer running about. I guess they could have faked it. But, we've seen the engineer running about on the surfaces. But, maybe Aquila requires this mech suit, and that's one of the big things, that you can't get there unless, we can't go to the surface unless you've got that thing on, maybe? Don't know. But it was a weird... I've gone all that way up there, and actually the oil is here. So that was brilliant, wasn't it? Okay, so probably just grab, say, a little spur here. Like that. Oops. They said a few times they wouldn't update fluids. Don't get your hopes up. Then suddenly they updated. Yeah, exactly. Although that was... I'm sure it's sort of exaggerated, but that's not probably quite how it went down as was described in the Friday Facts. I'm sure, they worked out what he was doing like fairly quickly. But yeah, no, obviously the implication was that Rhaegar just decided to give it a go, I guess the decision part was more that they'd kind of left him to it, let him have a go. But yeah, it's. If you saying that, if you actually, when you look at what the said in that Friday Facts, they had actually kind of decided they needed to update it. That's what I took from it. That even though they were saying that, we're not going to do it. There. Actually, they realised they had, because they're adding quite a few systems that do use fluids. Obviously, we've now got this cooling fluid. That's a fluid. Obviously. Can I just pop one in there, maybe? Just see what the coverage is, I think. I could do the roboports as well, I think. Yeah. So there's no point having the ability to repair everything. There's no way of getting over there. So we have one there. Yeah, let's just pop it in there as a safety. And that will cover that. Also then need the gun thing. Cool. Do. So we've got good coverage with oil. What are you waiting? Are you waiting for the actual thing? Copper's 1.8 million there. 1.9 million there. What about the stone? Because this was a small pack. 16k is not very big at all, is it? Wasn't there a... Oh, I've plumbed stone in there, but that's going into a different thing, isn't it? So maybe... Maybe I need to think about big old belt bringing it over, because I'm not sure there's another easily accessible patch. I think that was our first iridium, so we can... For us, first iridium research, we'll start looking at that. Let's take all this junk off and see if we can see. So I don't think there's another nice and close stone patch. Okay. So do I want to have a little bleed off? Because it's really only making it for the old thing, I think, isn't it? The launching capsule thing. Oh, we'll leave it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it won't be any problem at all. I also wonder if they're pocketing ideas for a possible Factorio 2.5 or 3.0. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a... So I wouldn't be surprised if there's an update of, this is a free update adding, extra staff as an extra sales push thing, like in a year's time. A lot of games do that now, just as a... If it's been successful enough, they sort of invest a bit more time and try and get that extra bump of sales, or encourage more people to pick it up, as it were. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is that type of thing. Whether they do a... I don't know. I mean, I've not got the impression they think, the Factorio engine is lacking. But it does beg the question of whether they go back to the beginning. You get that whole technical debt thing. Oh, is that all done? They're all done, aren't they? So, am I going to do more, though? Because, as my usual playstyle, I would rather kind of, build the things as I unlock them, rather than just spamming out a million techs. We could do some little personal buff type things, and I don't think I can do another. No, another mining prod would need the green one, because obviously biological science would be needed for mining productivity. That's a clear link there. Iridium delivery capsule, interesting. Thruster suit 2. Oh. A second of the thruster suits. I guess we could do the braking force. How many of them could I do? Help with moving things around? And doesn't this one have... Yeah, it has more levels, but it needs the yellow science. Again, I don't really want to do... I guess I could do the lab one. It then needs pink. Maybe just tick off the capsules just as a thing. Oh, swarm safety. Why don't we have that one? Can I do multiple of that? Or is that... Yeah, well, it's very expensive, isn't it? Crikey. How about we just do cargo size? That's cheaper. Let's do... And then it needs yellow. Where was swarm safety? There we go. Stick that one on then. Just give it something to tick over with buffs and stuff, I think. Their work policy, where they can spend some of the time on what they themselves think is nice, is an amazing idea. Yeah, I don't know how it all works at VOD, but it does sound a bit like they're almost given, a goal rather than almost like you can do what you want in a sense, but not completely do what you want. But a sort of a, here's the goal, or here's the system we want to improve. Pick the one that you want to work on, or it doesn't sound. I mean, maybe it's per dev, because people prefer different things, don't they? Some people do like, right, this is the exact list that I want you to do. And for others, it's more like, well, I never did that copper, did I? Here's the things that need to be done. Pick which ones you want to do, sort of thing. A bit puzzled why we don't have the dinghy machines and stuff. So yeah, I don't really know how it works there. It's an interesting question. mixed fluid pipe. How in the blue blazes did I manage that? Is that in a Villa game then? I know this has got some weird things with fluid mixing because it seems to think you're mixing fluids even when you're not. It's very strange. What was I looking for? I was looking to see. So I don't actually think we're making these. Well, I've got a couple of them, so they are a bit redundant, but I also don't need any of this military stuff. So. Let's have a look and see how easy / difficult it would be. So if we're making iridium plate, if we're making those guys, we wouldn't have blue engines, I guess. Concrete. Question is whether it's all in. Yeah, the concrete is not. I'm making concrete, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's in any box somewhere. Also, not sure that the glass is in a box and it's not just kind of what I brought with me type territory. So we don't really need a lot of them, we just need about 5 or something. Yeah, there's no concrete. So it's saying 436. Is that what's sat in this chest here? Yes, it is. So I'm not putting concrete in a box anywhere. Okay. Let's fix that then. Your loggy stick filters. Cool. And then, as I say, concrete is somewhere. Guess I need it for some machines. That's concrete, isn't it? Yeah. So how about... No, not covered by... What should we call it? If we put you there, will we be? No. That's annoying. Okay, let's just put a robobot in. Concrete in a box. Excellent. So, should I make those? Now, why was it not making the actual shells? What's gone wrong? We don't have... I bet there's a... Yeah, I can actually see them. Let's put all of them, because I didn't go and fix that, did I? Because you need to take them out, and you need to only take... In fact, it'd be a lot simpler, wouldn't it, if that was just do coal. Oops. And so I don't then need a million billion. And then this was here. Ah, that also needs capsules, which are under this. There we go. Awesome. I wonder where I'm even taking them. I know they're going over to the one over there, but I don't imagine this has any kind of request on it, does it? No. There's a filter on it. Steel. If it's just a lack of steel, that's fine. I had a water pipe, no problems. Then I rented a storage tank, which then got filled with petroleum. I've said a few times, but I love your for effect content. Best reviewer of it by far. You've a great presentation speech and tone. Speculation is fun and thoughtful. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. Ain't that the truth? That's very kind. I love doing them. The only bit that's niggle for me is the editing, because I just find it really boring. Because what you see with the edits is me chopping out, big pauses, and when I'm reading it, as you say, I try and give it a bit of life, sort of thing, and I therefore flub the lines because I'm not reading it. I'm thinking more about how to say it than what it says, and I'll flub the lines, and therefore I've got to chop all of that out, and it's just tedious doing that sort of stuff. The next one I've done more. I want to try and do more like interesting things and putting circling things and saying this is what I'm actually talking about in the thing, and that's a bit more fun to do, and I enjoy that. But obviously that's then time consuming. But yeah, so that's the only sticking point of it for me. I can understand why a lot of YouTubers, as soon as they get a little bit of success, they hire an editor. That's like the first thing they do, because it's just like, it's there's a real art to it. In fact, I mean, my dad used to be like an amateur dramatics, actor, and he always, he was very into film as well, and his point was always like films are made in the editing room. They're not really like what you do on the set and stuff is just get like the material to edit. You don't really make the film when you film it or make the film when you script it. You make the film in the editing room with all the bits and pieces you've got. So it's like that's like the absolutely crucial bit of it. And as I say, it's also a bit boring, if I'm totally honest. Now, the other one was the small electric motors. Are they going into a box anywhere? They probably are, but we should just put a bit of sort of backup in case they aren't. That. Excellent. Now, have we made any of these? We're still, we're chugging away. I'm going to put some speeds in. But we do now have coal. Another like tiny little thing. When you hover over, when you hover over, an underground, it would be lovely to see what's actually in the underground. Just a little on the, whatever it's called, the picture there, just sort of thing showing how many bits of coal are in it, sort of thing, and also whether it's polluted. If we're looking for quality of life type tweaks, that's the sort of thing I really like. Why have you still got things in you? You've got loads of them as well. How have you managed that? Why? Where are you getting them from? They're being put in there. Why are they being put in there? And where from? I think the bots basically took them out of my inventory and put them straight back in there. How very weird of you. Silly bots. But yes, it's very kind. I say I really do love doing them. Quite what I'm going to do for content when all the Friday effects dry up, I don't know. But because obviously I'll do the live streams and I'll live stream the thing, but I don't think anyone kind of comes to my channel for VODs of live streams. I'm not sure that's the most interesting stuff. Excuse me, compared to the speculations. It really is a very small amount of steel, isn't it? Now, I'm sure it'll work out. Okay, what are we missing then? We've got them. I put coverage now for everything. Yeah, there we go. Well, not everything, but not far off. And what about... So we could go and just quickly do that copper, so that'll last a little while. So that's 1.9. Well, that's not a very big patch, but then it's, different sort of thing, isn't it? So we've got the stone that we need should take over, really. I'm not going to bother. We should mine that copper up. What am I looking for? Logging network. Has full coverage, construction-wise, on everything we've built, so we are protected here. Excellent. Now, let's go and stick those miners in for the copper, and then we'll look at this iridite production, what that entails. Because I do have some of these machines, the old smelty jobs, whatever they're called, super foundries. They're not called that, are they? The big ones. Industrial furnace, there we go. Got some of them. Because it seems like it uses them, but I don't have any vulcanite. So that might be interesting. You need, well, I don't know that you need vulcanite to process that, but I would guess you do. Okay. Quickly mine this copper up so that we've got a bit of redundancy. Actually, I wonder if maybe I should switch it over to rocket delivery as well. Start filling a rocket up. And that would kind of get rid of the issue of, you know, needing the glass and stuff like that as well. I think I'm thinking, you know, because but the thing is, I know like, this mod is about big scale logistics. I think I'm thinking about that too much in a sense. And you know, trying to head off huge production challenge when I haven't actually got huge production challenge. Then let's do something a bit silly. There's a big snake. Ever heard of CPP2? Basically a new syntax and some features that is transpiled to C++. I was amazed at how nice it seems. No, I've never heard of that. Although I have a bit of a background in programming, I'm afraid I'm very, very out of touch. CPP2. No, I was saying the other week, I couldn't even. I'm sure I could eventually do so, but I've never coded in like Python and stuff. I mean, a lot of my early programming is Fortran, of all things. Good old Fortran. Cool. Okay, so that gets us a little bit of redundancy there. I don't need. Well, I might need them. But... oh, so we've got a little bit of extra room on the old inventory. Okay, so mineable by big mining drill. Okay, requires 0.1 sulfuric acid per mining operation. Right. So not only do we need a different machine, we need to be sticking iridium ingots, iridium blast cake, crikey, iridium powder, crushed iridite, and blue candy floss. And then all sorts of fun things here as well, which is to do with the material science pack. Fun. Okay, so I don't have big mining drills, do I? I do. Oh, okay. When did I unlock them? Huh. Can I make them on regular land? I can, can't I? I don't need to do them in space or anything. Interesting. When did I unlock them? Can we set up a production of big mining drills on Malvis? That's the question. Where do we want to set it up if we do? I guess... because where are the... Where are the normal drills is the question. Can I see it on the map here? I can't see them. There. There we go. Okay, so... Oh, it's the wrong way around. Okay, maybe if I pop it on the bottom then. As it were. So there, if we do that, we can get that to make big mining drills. I didn't realise I'd unlocked them. Let me pop them just in a box there, maybe on the side. Probably need one of them, that. What else do you need? You need all sorts of other fun things. So, question there. Iron as well. That. Take that out. Crikey, look at all of them. So. No. Yes, no, rather. Big mining drills. I don't know. I'm going to assume they cover a bigger area, so redundant having hundreds of them. But don't know. Like that, and then light for good measure. What are you requesting? Lots of big motors. Okay, they're pretty expensive then, aren't they? I wanted to use it for some networking library, but without syntax highlighting, etc. It's annoying. Obviously, I had the great idea of writing a plugin to my IDE, support the language, and as usual, it's way bigger than I feared. And that's kind of the definition of programming, isn't it? Where you basically go, I know, I'll do it this way. No, I'll do this thing. It'll be simple. And then 500 hours later, you know. I remember a lot of that stuff. There's always the bit I enjoyed about the most, to some extent. The sort of, what do you call it? Architecting, maybe? Something like that, I suppose. Okay, so it has a bit bigger. It's not actually huge, is it, really? But I suppose it's a big mining drill, not a huge mining drill. Did that cover... So maybe two of them would cover an entire patch, maybe. Because it's a tiny little patch. So we do sort of... that. Where's its output? Oh, I see. Interesting. Right. Yeah, I always had... because I used to do... What I used to do was basically software modelling, so I was always trying to represent, you know, systems, shall we say, physics-type systems, usually. And so, you know, there'd be a lot of work with it of trying to work out, in a sense, how to simplify things. That was a lot of the job. So we have sulfur here. Can I bring iron plate round? Am I being dumb? Water we've got. So I need iron plate. Which we do sort of have here. Okay, let's go and make a little sulfuric acid production then. It's only 0.1 per cycle per drill. Do I have chemicals? That's not. Oh, hello, X-Ray. Welcome back. That's not much erudite. I think you'll get 2 erudite a second that way. For 4 modules, that's like 0.2 iridium plates a second, I believe. Yeah, I mean, there's several other patches. I don't think any of them are particularly big. 103k is not too bad, is it? But I don't think there's much on here anyway. I'm mostly at the moment just trying to work out how it all works. Yeah, so it's quite a lot of small patches, you see. Oh, that's a fairly big one there. But, oh yeah, there is a reasonable amount, I guess. So I'm just really just trying to work it through the moment. Tried Crestoria 2, not Big Iridic Planet yet. Oops, I tried Crestoria 2 with a friend. It was fun for a bit, but just didn't stick. Oh, really? I really enjoyed Crestoria 2, actually. I'd say, I mean, I'm... Is surprised the right word? Because I am enjoying this. It's just that... how to phrase it? You know, the scale is just very apparent, and it's what everyone talks about. You know, there's just so much you need to do, and so much required. And I was only really playing this as like a fill-in, shall we say, for there's a pipe here for no apparent reason. I wonder if I was making sulfuric acid before, maybe. Yeah, so I am enjoying this. It's just, I think to some extent it's not one I would want to stream because it's too complicated to stream. It's like, you know, there's just too many pieces to it and too much to... I'd probably want to have played it through once and then do a stream of it, really, I think. Because it's more fun. Or more... Not more fun. Usually for me it's more... Well, I suppose it is more fun. More fun playing something I've got a little bit of familiarity with than having to work out absolutely everything on stream. You know, not saying I want to be an expert sort of thing. It's not the point, but... this is sufficiently complicated with, I say, sufficiently new bits in it that it's a lot of working stuff out, which I don't think makes very good streaming content from me. You know, I'm sure there's other streamers who are much better at that. But what am I actually looking for? I'm looking to see where this iron plate is, and it's here. So I must have been doing something with, because these are just sat here doing nothing. I wonder what I was doing on there involved. Putting down some random... I guess maybe I was just hand feeding it into something, or just picking it up, probably. A bit lost with that. Which way do I want to take this? If we go maybe this one. Side. I say that's not meant as any. I don't want to imply anything, but so it's just so complicated. It's difficult to make any real progress, which is what I tend to prefer to do on the streams, or know what I'm doing. Really is the thing, and I just don't know what I'm doing with this at all. Cool. We sort of hop that over there, I guess. Is that everything you need? I think that's everything you need. Yeah, no, I enjoyed Crestoria 2, I must say. It was just enough new bits and enough difference, but a lot the same, basically. I did quite enjoy it. It did get a bit... I wasn't massively a fan of the whole matter thing, and where you basically just... You know, you can turn... I can never remember which way around it was, but it was like you could turn trees into anything, basically. Or wood into anything. It was just like, well... What's the point of the rest of of building anything else? You just put tons and tons, because the power stuff as well. Some of the things it gives you are just like off the charts, but you know, amounts of power, and it's like the matter is basically using power to turn it into anything, and so because you've got easily scale power, you've effectively then just got infinite resource of everything. But yeah, that's why I sort of just stopped. That's why it's actually why I flipped to the because you can basically do an extended version of it. It's meant for like mega basic, and I just did the normal thing. I did quite like the end of it. I quite like that. Was quite funny the way it ends, but I won't say. You're not aware. Yeah, K2 didn't stick for me either, but others like it. Okay. I couldn't put my finger on why, maybe just because it was so different, but I think there was quite tediums that just amounted over time. I did quite like Glass as a mechanic. It's nice that finally Stone finally has something to do. SE is more so the main drive, I think. I didn't find K2 change much later on. Yeah, I think I can't remember now. The sort of later techs are not hugely different. I think it does introduce. I say there's a lot in it that's like a light. I suppose the other way around, really, because I think that came first, didn't it? But it's like a light version of things this does. So you get data cards and tech cards and all that sort of stuff, and that sort of thing. So it is similar in a lot of ways to this, but it is a lot simpler. You know, it just introduces. You know, there's just a couple of extra intermediates. You know, of machine parts and stuff like that. A couple of extra materials. You know, but so I really enjoyed it. It was just that little bit different and a little bit new. Oh, look at the power poles. I guess do that maybe. That way as well. Okay, so it is running then. But yeah, it is really slow, isn't it? What's the mining speed on it? Mining time 500%. Wow. Crikey. So, what I really need to investigate is... I don't actually think... Let's do it via recipe, doobly. Iridite. Okay. So. Okay. Oh, it's actually used in the thing, is it? Oh, it's unlocked by it, right? Put ingredient in, here we go. So you crush it. And then you can turn it into what? You can turn it into crushed iridite. Not mine. Products, okay. Alright, so it gives itself back again. That's interesting. Interesting. So crushed iridite then. Iridite powder. And that's it. So it's not used directly in anything else. Cation exchange beads, crushed iridite. Okay. Products. Okay. I was trying to chase it up the train, but... I'm just wondering if there's actually any point doing anything with this, because I'm not sure. Because we've got that science pack, and it does need iridium plate. But is that it? So that's a supercomputer one, isn't it? That's supercomputer 2 as well, okay. Thermodynamics facility. Okay. So it looks like iridium plate is, you know, the thing. Okay. So. So. Made from the ingots, which need the furnace. It's the only way of making it, I guess. Well, that's that recipe for the furnace, but I would need pyroflux, which I've not really got here. And then you would need... Oh, okay, so that mixes in vulcanite anyway. Huh. Wait. So that's the powder. And that needs the crushed iridite. Oh, that's interesting. It's just like I say, there's a lot of like circular ones in this, aren't there? So enriched vulcanite. I think I'm making quite a lot of. No, I'm not, am I? Because I messed it up. I've set up a lot of machines to make it. They haven't got any material to make anything. So cation exchange beads then. They are a vulcanite product. So, do I... Because for that's crushed iridite. I wonder how big that stacks. Crushed iridite. I'm just wondering if that's what I basically fire over to... wherever it is. Damien. And maybe make it now. I think I'm favouring that idea. Yeah, I quite like that idea. So if we were to try and crush it, we could use a pulverizer, which I'm pretty sure I brought with me. I can't see them in the list. There they are. How many we've got? I'm not in the network range. I've not extended the network. Okay. Let me just sort of put one there. Will you reach? No, of course you won't reach. No, don't reach there either. That's fine. Okay. Right, do I need to cover it with a... Yep. No point having it if it just gets trashed straight away. Right. I can only make 3... Oh, no, I can. I guess I must have a bunch of big motors in stock. I just wondering, because we've obviously got this other one down here. So it wouldn't be too much of a chore to add that in. Then we may do some crushing here. Is that covered by... Because my capsule things are there. So maybe I actually belt that round and we do the crushing here, maybe? Because let's say we've already got the capsules and stuff, so... Given I'm mostly doing it experimentally rather than trying to do volume or anything, let's give that a go. Now, 1, 2... Oops. Somebody put a cliff there. I don't know where this bloke with the parcel's got. Maybe he's nicked it. Don't even appear on the old map thing. Deliver. I don't know why. Oh well, I do know why we all use Amazon, but it's rubbish. I think as a service standard, it's just atrocious. Right. So, can we kind of arrange these? Maybe on there. Don't want to... Yeah, would do maybe... Because I've only got 3, haven't I? So if we do, say there... Should I build some more? I guess I could. So really just proof of principle at the moment. Okay. That. And then what do I want to do this? I guess up through that gap maybe then. Wow, centrifuges are power hungry. Yeah. Yeah, they're quite hungry little things. Especially when you get modules in them. Don't want to go that way, do I? Better. Let's go here. Oops. Come up this way. Okay. Oops. Can't forget to put acid in these. And power. Boop, boop, boop. And a bit of robot coverage. Take power pole. Oops. To there, I guess. Okay. Now. Where is the acid? All the way over there. Okay. So just run along parallel to the belt, really. Oops. So I did box up this entire uranium mine near my starter base, just a 0.6 million power patch, 155 boxes needed. I really hope in the expansion that we can nuke ore patches. We really just want to remove them so that icon doesn't appear on the map. Interesting. I'll be honest, I don't imagine that would come in the patch. I don't know if there's a mod that does that though. There hasn't been any mention because the way it does. That's not really good, is it? But the way it does, resource positioning was always a bit funky. It was a bit sort of, I don't know. You had to do quite a lot of fiddling about. Oh. Is that on now? Oh. Oh, I guess. I bet an artillery's just finally got some ammo. Because I did a range a while back. And this is it clearing out legacy bases, I think. I don't think that's a spawning. There's far too many of them. I wonder if there's any others with... Because a lot of the trains got trapped behind. Because the walls ones... I mean, you see here, we've got ones without trains. And they've not had it since the expansion, because that's why this is all covered. But the trains got trapped behind the walls one, because the way this works, it turns off stations if there's not the stuff in to pick up. And of course then the trains just... The other ones are sat behind them, because the way I've done it. So a lot of these don't have ammo, basically, because the trains were stabbed. It wasn't because the artillery wasn't there. But now, of course, as I say, we've got that issue. So what I should actually do, I guess, I should have done this ages ago, is actually we do a bit of a filter. Not that one, this one. So we add on... what would we be adding on? We would be adding on request chests. And I might as well pick up all the ammo stuff as well. Not ammo. Turrets as well. Is that all of them? I think that's everything we would need to pick up. Didn't fill in that gap, did I? So if we go up here, just go... The walls got very big. Just pick up those 3,500 laser turrets for me, will you? Because each of these got 20 uraniums in, which is where all the uranium is trapped. Right. Where did we get to? We have got... sulfuric acid here. So perhaps if we do a bit of undi. Yeah, I don't. There's not been any. I think they're like happy with it in a sense. I don't think they're going to be reworking the spawn, the resource placement or anything. But then, we didn't think they were going to do fluids, and we didn't think they'd be fixing cliffs. So anything is possible. It would be nice, basically, to change the way it does it. Is the thing I was saying when they did the Nalvis update, that I'd quite like them to do a more thematic thing where it only puts patches, in particular places related to different things, so that you don't get this complete rant. Because there's the idea with the things that there's like actual paths through the forest, where animals have walked, and the cliffs make sense now. They're not just completely random cliffs that just get annoying. And it would be good for the patches to take account of that. So you've got oil patches that are in a forest type of thing, not across the path or something like that. But I don't think they'll do any of that. I think they'll just leave it as is. If we really just want to remove them so their icon doesn't appear on the map, copper and oil only desert. No, yeah, exactly, yeah. So if you could get the oil so that it's only in the desert areas, that'd be awesome. No coal and oil. And like coal could only appear in like tundra or something like that, because ancient forests or what have you. But part of the problem with that is, of course, is if you restrict it to certain biomes. If you start in just a grassland, and the forest is absolutely miles away, then firstly finding it would be difficult, but also it's guaranteed to have lots of biters over there. And say, if it's a long way away, you could do something where it specifically does like a starter patch, and then everything else is done. But again, it's getting into a complexity level that I'm not sure it quite justifies in a sense. There's iridium flowing through, so that's obviously worked, in quotes. So, I think, you see, it's very similar to this, I think. I think I'm going to have to, it's basically the same process, basically. So, what I do need to check... Oh, we've got loads of power headroom. Yeah, solar panels are just sort of turning off and stuff. What's that? Accumulators gone. Yeah, as I say, I think it's a very similar process by the looks of things, the crushing. So how do we want to... Then if we just go straight in... Because this kind of needs to go, really. Probably use it to go back home, but that'll be it, really. Pop you in. Okay, so excuse me, I do apologise. And say this is like the problem with streaming this, because there's so many recipes. And, he's 9 stops away apparently, and he's just down the road. Okay. It's nearly 5 o'clock, isn't it? I wonder if he'll be here before the stream ends. Because it's not always accurate, that thing. Right. So basically, I'm expecting a parcel, and I will have to dash off. I will come back, but because I live on the 2nd floor, I have to run down the stairs and da-da-da-da. So it's not a quick, 2-minute job. But just to give you a heads up, I guess also on that front, giving you a heads up, the latest video, the Friday Facts video, will be literally going live. In fact, we could have a look and see if it's processed. It will have. For some reason, well, now that I've got a few videos with a few thousand views, I've noticed that the whole upscaling thing and copyright check and all that sort of thing happens really quickly now. It used to take days, but I guess because I've got a few thousand views type of thing on some videos, I've gone up in the priority list for doing it. Where the heck is it? Where's the video? Is it processed? Yes. So that will go live at 6 o'clock. So literally when I normally end the stream. That will be available for you to watch. It's a 2-hour job, because I got a bit carried away. There's a whole bit in it about me wibbling on about real-world fusion reaction, and realising as I'm going that it's a very complicated topic, and talking about it in, if I get the settings right, talking about it in a a video that's meant to be about Factorio Friday Facts was a dumb idea. Because I say, I realise throughout quite a lot of it that I'm going, well, we can't really talk about that because we'll be here for 2 hours. But yeah, so there's a big chunk of it that's just me having fun wibbling on about fusion, basically. Did they bring me? I cannot see the crushers. Pulverizers, rather. I haven't brought them. Is that because I never stood in the logistics area? Yes, it's because I never stood in the logistics area. So what I'm thinking here is I'm literally going to set up a cannon. We're going to take capsules from here. We're going to blast this over to somewhere on whatever it's called, Damia, and we'll make the iridium stuff over there, basically. I very, very much doubt we'll get to that stage today. We shall see. We'll probably pop back to Nauvis instead and have a look at the old. Maybe do the scrap processing or something that I've been thinking about. What he's actually bringing me is what do you call it? Teleprompter? Because I'd quite like to do some more of the proper off. Because I've basically written half the combat script because I got a bit of time this week, and I was half expecting combat / biters to be this week's Friday Facts, So there's a bit of a chance for me to get the video done this week and maybe get it up next week. I don't think I'll achieve that because, well, it's just too much editing again, basically. I can get it all filmed and stuff, finish the script and get it filmed. But I doubt very much. Crushed iridite gives me iridite back again. That's very weird, isn't it? How many does it use in the... Oh, it's a 40% chance to give it iridite. Okay. I wonder if maybe I'd be better therefore. Oh. I wouldn't be better doing something stupid like that. But if we maybe put it in a warehouse instead. Because I'm not exactly volume producing this, am I? So... Again, it's all just the proof of principle. And maybe we do a bit of a recycle. Why did I do that like that? This needs to move over. That was very dumb. Let's just put one down. Oops. Oh, I've got the blue belt still. Oh, that's a point. I had to use blue bait, but I was an interim, so I need two. No, let's do it this way. No, not like that. I need to convert blue to yellow. No, I don't know. I'm mucking about in that inventory. Yeah, so he's bringing me a teleprompter because I like the script and stuff that I did for the last couple of videos. I wasn't massively impressed with the whole thing of me basically just constantly looking away to read it. I thought that looked really weird. Although people, you know, I asked about it, didn't seem to mind at all. But I don't know, to me it just felt a bit weird in the edit. So yeah, I want to use a teleprompter, but also secretly I've got ideas about doing more videos and stuff, but it's going to be a little tricky. If we just do... No, I need to use them, don't I? Because we don't have... It's in here. Like that. But I need to... Why have I burned? We need to do something like that. Oops. You're not... Why are you not attached? And then we say to these... Oh, we need to put it on the actual box. And we say to it, don't do anything unless there is... How many millions of irritites that can have? Well, it only stacks to 10. Okay. So if its total size is 512, then in theory 500 is like... Oh, 5,000 is the max, isn't it? I don't think we need to bother that sort of number. But if we maybe set it at 2,000 or something, I don't know. It's all a bit irrelevant given it's literally making 4 every year or something. But yeah, let's stick that on. I need a camera that acts as a teleprompter. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if there are such things, but basically, teleprompter will sit in front of the, centre of it there, and I'll be able to read things at the bottom. So I can put my phone on, you see, and just have the script on the phone, and it just reflects it, and then you can't see it. I mean, it's what they use on TV. Isn't some amazing revelation, basically, but it therefore means that I can read it and be looking roughly at the camera. And in particular, I'm not actually fussed if I'm not directly looking at it, but I say in the video, one of the problems with the camera is like perspective thing. So if I just do a tiny little movement of my head to read the script, because the script was on the screen like literally inches below the camera, but it looks like I'm looking, way over there because of how it, affects the perspective on it. It's quite funny actually how it does it. If the camera was further away, you wouldn't notice. But I can't do that without, you know, a very very big room to put it in, and you know, a tripod or something to mount the camera. But yeah, so, and it's literally, what was it? Because it was a Prime deal thing. How much was it? I think it was £80, something like that. So it really is just a cheap thing. It's not, you know, not anything spectacular. But yeah, I just thought maybe I get that. And I say I have these ideas about what I'd quite like to do is a little business, basically, to do with my day job, where so I'm thinking of basically return the crushing stuff that way, like that. But yeah, do a little business and, you know, do some videos basically. And so I'd quite like them to be, let's use the word professional. I don't think that's quite the tone, but, you know, presented like to someone watching the video, as it were, as if I'm, you know, talking to them, type of thing, you know? Rather than, you get what I mean. You know what I mean. Oh, there's sand as well, is there? Okay. Sand, I see. Sand. Right. I guess I could do what I did over here. In fact, why don't we send it over that way? Because I was trying to avoid with that. In fact, why don't we do that? Because trying to avoid using filter inserters, because I'm not making them in the actual, you know, on this planet. Yeah, humans are too good at seeing somewhere where someone is looking, both a curse and a blessing. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that, where it's like, it was just, you know, it's just too. I say people have said it doesn't matter, and you know, it's okay, but it's a different thing. I think if it's, you know, if I'm presenting this thing as you know, a sort of educational tips and tricks for you know, type video to, should we say, business people who are, you know, looking at it from that point of view, then it's a different kettle of fish. Basically, it's a different, you know, thing essentially. Am I proposing putting absolutely everything? I think I am. On the one belt. And then we'll take... this is the actual crushed iridite. Because we know it's trickling in. I am 100% sure that like one of these can handle the whole thing I'm producing, but you know, I'll probably stick 2 in. But we're not, you see, we're just going to get tiny amounts, so we don't need to bother with doing anything that complicated. These will make 0.6 per second. Whoops. 0.9 per second, so 1.5 a second. That can handle... Oh right, it's not as much as I thought. 0.6. What about modules though? If I go and stick some... what's in it? What happens? Does it become too slow for words? I think it probably becomes too slow for words. Let's do something like that then. So that's now 1 a second. Coming for me, keep coming for me. So then... What do your numbers get to then? 1.1 a second, so we've ended up about 2.5 a second. Can I do prodding? Oh, I can. Okay. So that'll only handle 0.6. So we would need 4 at least, maybe 5. I'm surprised by that. Maybe if I... No, I'd rather get more if I can, I think. So then... Yeah, because it's a pretty quick machine, I think, from memory. So what do you handle then? 3. Excellent. Why didn't... Oh, yeah. Because it... Yeah, that's just under 2.5, isn't it? Belt-wise... So it's only putting out 3. You know, it's not even... What's wrong with that? Not even a fifth of about... Or a fifth of about, maybe. Most, possibly. Well, I suppose if you add that in, that becomes a quarter of a belt, and then that's maybe... So a belt? Yeah, okay. Of all material, basically, is the point. Oh, wow. He is here. Apparently. Okay, so I'm just going to go on pause a second so that I can get this parcel. Assuming he is here. Why is my internet gone a bit wonky? Yeah, so I'll just go on pause basically for 5 minutes or so I can sort this out. Scratch that. It's just updated and he's not here at all. Very near. So I'm very keen to pick it up because unfortunately what they do is they just chuck it in the lobby basically. And it's a building where there's quite a lot of traffic going through. So yeah, sorry, I've not actually done it yet, but I'm trying to keep a close eye on it so that, as I say, if he does dump it in the lobby, it's not then just available for someone else to pick up because, you know, it's not like they... I mean, obviously it's not, you know, literally there physically saying what it is. It'll have an Amazon package on it, but it'll have an Amazon package on it, you know, so it's obvious that it is an Amazon parcel, and of course Prime Day was the other day, so yeah. I think it's fairly obvious that, you know, what it's likely to be. What was I doing with this? This is going to be the sand, I think, wasn't it? Because we've done the crushed stuff going that way, and then the recycled stuff is coming this way. So I'm crossing the streams a bit, but that's going to go up this way, so it'll be the input. So we need somewhere to take that. That's the point. Oops. No. Diddly bob. They always seem to manage to do this as well. It's like, you know, what's the worst possible timing for them to deliver a parcel? And that's exactly when they ring on the doorbell. Maybe there's some camera set up so they can see exactly what I'm up to. Oh, he's just starting cooking dinner. Time to drop the parcel off. Okay, so we've got crushing going on. Cool. Filtering seems to be working. Hopefully it will clog up. Yeah. Cool. As expected. Therefore need... Splitting this round. Back there. So... There's a whole branch of mathematics set up for that covers like for the travelling salesman problem, which is what it effectively is, where it's like what's the optimal path to take to do, say, for travelling salesman to visit all your sales point, but it applies for obviously deliveries and all sorts as well. So it's fascinating sometimes watching because you get the app. That's what I'm looking at, where it's showing the route he's taking, and sometimes fascinating at like what route the algorithm basically has decided on. Of course, it could also mean, because he's done a weird route, that he's not actually going to come here. And I'm going to have yet another one where I get this email saying you were not in, and because it's Amazon, can't reply saying, yes, I was in. They didn't actually ring on the doorbell. Oh! Okay. The algorithm apparently often chooses lie about trying to deliver the package and delay it for a week. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. It also, after yesterday, clearly has a bit in the algorithm that says, even though there's a signature required for this, chuck it in the lobby and say that the parcel room signed for it. Even though there is no parcel room. There is just somewhere that any Tom, Dick or Harry could steal my stuff. Which is why I'm a bit paranoid about this one. Okay. Right. I think it must also be the GPS is not quite understanding where he actually is, because it's jumping about all over their shop. Right. Well, so much for that turning up tomorrow. There's another bit of the order that is now Tuesday. As I say, why do we all use this company? It's just atrocious. And the answer being it's the cheapest. That's why we use it. This isn't making very good streaming, is it? I'm gonna pause now and just wait to see if he does turn up. Because I say all I'm streaming is me staring at a different screen. So yeah. We got a saying in the States, you get what you pay for. Indeed, indeed. Cool. So yeah, so I say I'll go on hiatus for sort of 5 or 10 minutes and be back in a bit. Right. As suspected, managed to work out the first buzzer. It's like a gated community. Well, no, community. The building has a gate to the car park, which is how you get in. And there's one buzzer there, and they all work that one out. But then some of them can't work out that to get in the building, you've got to buzz again. So there's me stood there, waiting for it to buzz the second time to come in. 5 minutes later, nothing. I dash down, and they've just been dumped outside the door. One of the things I might find most frustrating about it, I get, they're given these stupid targets, and number of deliveries to make, and all this sort of stuff, and paid a pittance, but you got to at least apply a little bit of common sense in your life, haven't you? There's a door with a great big panel on it with a bunch of numbers that you've just pressed exactly the same thing. Then surely, you've got to press it again, surely. Right then. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to put this in a capsule. So, how do we want to do that? I've got loads of capsules there. Whew. Get me exercise anyway, running up and down the stairs like a lemon. Right. Am I gonna what? I guess belt it over. Yeah, go on then. No, maybe I'd do it here. Because the trouble is, this can only accept one thing. Do I what? Because I'm wondering whether really I should be transitioning to sending things via rocket. I don't know. It's a lot of rockets. A lot of stuff to put in a rocket. So, instead, how about... I'm going to go like that. Because we're going to need another one of these, you see. Or are we? Maybe if I send it just to... No, but I want to send it to the other one, don't I? I don't think we've got any. Have I? Oh, I got one. Okay. No, I haven't. Hopefully this is one of them. Have you tried angrily screaming at them? Usually, no. I didn't. I didn't see her basically. So, there was the buzz on the door. For the to enter the car park basically, and then I'm sat there, well not stood, stood there, waiting for her then to do the second buzz to come in the thing, and it never came. So there was no one to angrily scream at. There was just. Nothing. Is it on the way? Have you got them in stock, or...? I guess I could check via this, couldn't I? Oh, something... Oh, there we go. So we need to connect this, then, to Damia request. There's nothing on Damia requesting this. But... we can definitely set it up. He says, what's that actually hooked up to then? What's stopping that from just firing infinitely? Because this is not... we're not getting any power now. I've knocked something off here, haven't I? Did I do that? Because, let's have a look at that, because I'm not getting any of the... Oh, am I? Damage hits. Maybe I've just not bothered, because this is sending out a signal, basically saying, Oh no, oh, we've got 2.1k. 200, 400, 600, 800. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, and loads in there. So that's not working, is it? Okay. And is that just because I knocked this off? I wonder if it's partly because of the power going out, but these also aren't connected to wires that I can see. Maybe I never set that part up. But this should only be going... Oh, it does have a set condition on it. Huh. So what signal is it getting? We can't tell. Well, nothing, because that doesn't have any power. Wow, there's a lot of power problems going on, aren't there? Which is kind of amazing. Is this not kicked in? Why aren't you running? Why are only half of those doing anything? No input fluid. There's no water? Oh wow, that's super empty. Has it really used up all that water? Or is it just because these things never work properly unless you give them proper... Oh, I guess there's a feedback loop going on, isn't there? Because it's not got power, so it can't pump water, so it can't make power. Okay, how about then we go and stick some of the Bernie generators in. Get the right one. Yeah, so it's always difficult because, you know, I know they're, you know, Amazon pays them nothing and gives them these ridiculous targets, and you know, so it's like, in a sense, it's not their fault, but just as a general, I'm starting to sound like a, you know, classic old fogey type, aren't I? Of a classic, a boomer, basically, not that I am a boomer. That sort of thing of, you know, expecting incredible service out of people who are paid nothing, basically. So I say, I know it's not their fault as such. From that point of view, they're given unrealistic things, you know, targets to achieve and that. But I don't think it's too much of a thing to ask people to use a little bit of common sense in doing their job. You know, say if there's a panel with a bunch of numbers on it that looks like a set of doorbells, perhaps ring one of those doorbells if you've got, you know, a parcel to deliver to them. But there you go, that's just me. I cannot see the burner generator. I need to sort this list out again, don't I? There it is. So yeah, we'll just stick in some extra thing here and take it up that way. Yeah, just stick them in some burner generators. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. Oh, they're not bothering yet, are they? Yeah. They're probably not in range. Boomer detected. Indeed. Indeed. I don't know if I can be a Karen, can I? Can I be a Karen? Why are we not bringing them to me? I know we got some. Silly bots. Where are they? Where did you put them? Which chest did you stick them in? Which chest did you stick them in? I don't see them. We do have them, don't we? Let's just stick it down there. Oh, it's brought me something. It's brought me one of them. No? Okay. Do a wash there. Connect you to the... Oh, you're doing the network already. So, if we say... This is where your LCD display thing comes in. Oh, they're bringing them now, aren't they? Looks like they put them in some random chest over there. That's interesting. What chests are over there? Look at that thing. That's a bit weird, isn't it? I guess I've got them now. Yeah, that's relevant. What chests did you put them in over there? Mystery. Mystery where they stuck them. I've got to say, that was one of the weirdest bits of a Friday Facts. The whole thing about the burner, you know, the inserter thing. I mean, it's fine and stuff, but it was just a very strange thing to be improving, in a sense. I didn't quite get, you know, the sort of why did you get? It was, I mean, I guess it was more for the green chests, you know, rather than, the green belts, rather than the, burner, you know, burner inserters, but I say it's a bit strange. Oops. I think it's more the example, as I say, the sort of and now burner inserters can put things on, you know, can take things from belts. Okay, great. Why would I even want to be using burner inserters? That's not going to do anything, is it? There we go. That. Now, what I am thinking, especially since we've now got coal coming in from now this, so we're the ones it's picked up and not picked up. That's interesting. Now we've got coal coming in, I sort of do an extra, if you run out of these things, use the coal. How do I control that? Maybe we do it on power. No. Well, I could just burn it, couldn't I? I just think about it because I could blend a coal line in, basically, because we have coal. And that wouldn't be reliant on, I guess there's technically the power for the inserters themselves, but it wouldn't be reliant on, you know, water pumps which require electricity in this, or the whole refineries working, or anything like that. Where does the coal stop? I bet it stops where we're making plastic again. Do I bother with that? It's not like I'm lacking coal, as I have observed many a time. Now this is drowning in the stuff. Oh, that's very annoying. That's very annoying indeed. Oops. Oops. Plus it means some more spaghetti. We like spaghetti. Can't wait for the ghost tints to change to make them a ghostly blue. Yeah. It's a really nice little tweak, that one. Such a... I don't know what you could call it, like more obvious... Because it also has the scan lines on it, which is actually, you know, another really nice touch, because it really does make them look like, you know, this is a different thing. This is not your normal normal item. This is a blueprint, you know. Very much more apparent. I guess they'll eventually just pick up the rocket during preference, won't they? But they do burn stuff pretty quick, the old burner generators. Is coal coming through? Yes, it is. Cool. It's so hard to see them currently, especially if you're building on concrete. Oh, yeah, concrete's horrendous. It's like... It just makes half the things... well, makes them all invisible, really. Okay, so that gets us a bit more power kind of back up. I've lost them again. And then... What was I doing? I was setting up this, what it's called, iridite, whatever, delivery, wasn't I? Okay, and I think we're nearly there. Also, a quarter of an hour left. And I am going to be all YouTubery and point you at the video at the end. So we won't run over too much. Where is it? It's not, it's that, isn't it? Yeah, okay. But I can't set the destination because I want to send it to Damien. I can. I guess, as I say, pop a few of them on. Very expensive then. Payload it, but send that off. I say we want it to go to Damien. But we've not got a thing down there. I wonder if Damien perhaps has some spare. I can see it. Why is it flashing? What's missing / destroyed? Yeah. Ah, we don't have active provider chests. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I don't even know why we want an active provider chest on there. I guess I was cleaning the belt, maybe? Why would we want an active provider? Getting rid of... Oh, I guess because of the steel. The whole steel backup thing. Because this place is drowning in steel. Yeah, I think I need to go rockets for everywhere. Because at the very least it'd be great to stick all this stuff in a rocket. Even if it just sits there forever. Oh, we do have a rocket, you know. Oh, and it is full. Okay. So maybe I should send that somewhere. Do I have a slot? No. On Nauvis orbit, maybe? Do we have a steel receiving? I shouldn't think we do because there's so much steel here. No. Which is good. It's not. I don't want more steel there, I don't think. Certainly now. I do have a rocket here, which is called returns. It's intended for the rocket sections, really. But I could point it at that, couldn't I? And then we'll kind of get rid of a lot of it back into where we need it, effectively. So, if we point that at... Oh, it's already there. Okay. If I just fire it off then. See how we get on. What was I doing? I was... Where are you taking a request on? Now this orbit request. Okay. And you are sending out daemia requests. Okay. So, if we have some arrangement here, if I've got any of them, then we can also put boopity boo, and there we hold it. Because that's... We put another one in just so that it's more local. But this can be... Can't rename them, can you? I do like the way they've worked around the systems and stuff in this. It's quite clever. It makes things a little bit clunky at times, but as I say, it's sort of quite good what the end result is. That's not actually... Oh no, it is attached to that. Yeah. So, if we set this at... Where is it? There it is. Crush your die minus... Well, it only stacks to 10, doesn't it? Was it? Or was it the actual Eurotite itself? Let's just put it up minus 500. And I'll check. Don't see it there. How do I tell? If I grab some here. What do we stack to? 40. What a very random number. 40. Okay. Like that. Oops. Oh. Guess we want... maybe I want to do it with... box, maybe? Something intermediate. Because the cannon takes a while to charge. Maybe do that. I want that to be shot there. And the thingy was 40, the stack size. So if I want 1, 2, 3, 10 stacks, then it would be 400. Okay, so it's now sending a minus 400 signal, hopefully. Yes, so then back here, I need to connect. That inserter, and say to you, only work if that's gone below. Which, if it's negative. So why is it not working? Crushed iridite. So, oh, it's got ready one to go. Okay. Why are you getting... Oh, because I've hooked it up to the wrong one. Should be that one. And what are you... Name your request. That then. There we go. Cool. Let's have a look on Damien, see what's happening. No, that's dateless, not taming. Oh. Cool. Stuff. And unlike the blooming barrels, the capsules just disappear. So I don't have to worry about that side of it. Possible dames located on Damia. More research required. Indeed. I think a lot of them aren't. Can't people get planets and moons and stuff named after themselves for being patrons on the? Because there's like a. The whole mod is like Patreon supported. Because it's not just Arundel. I don't. It's like a bunch of people I think that actually do the development, and Arundel does a lot of the design and art, concepts and all that sort of stuff. Is my understanding. Okay, so we now have crushed erosite coming here because we have ready and easy access to things. And we like ready and easy access to things. But we have like tons of vulcanite here, so we probably need to start extending power, I would have thought, here. It is 5 to 6, which is reasonably good timing. Where did the power ones go for now? So, pop that in, I guess. See what they make of that. Hopefully there are cliff explosives. It obviously has burning stuff here as well, so it could be relatively sorted out. Look at the size of that as well. Yeah, but we need to set up some kind of erotite smelting, and we have a great big surface area here. This was I just completely messed up the maths. Just like that only supports like a quarter of this. Not what I was thinking, really. And can't I turn? I think I can turn them into. Yeah, you can turn them into pyroflux if you just stick sand in. And of course, sand is just crushed. I'm not entirely sure. Sand, yeah, it is a byproduct, so maybe we could do that. Easy way to get pyroflux, and then we want to do. Well, no, it's the enriched. Oh, no. I need to do the cation beads, and they use vulcanite blocks. That's what I'm thinking of. So we would need acid and steam. Plastic. Interesting. And that does use pyroflux. Yeah, so it really is about this planet. Cool. Okay. There's a Factorio Scorpion, did you know? No, I did not. Factorio player's parents was an arachnid researcher. Oh, cool. So it's sort of, I don't know, what's the scorpion, like, genus? I don't know. It's like Factorio Scorpio or something, isn't it? That's pretty cool. And we've just done that research. That's really good timing. Excellent. So yeah, I would keep plodding on, basically, if I get the time in my spare time, because tomorrow we will be starting a slightly new series, which will be a goodbye. Oh, hello, Pavo Real Albino. Hello, Bon Dia. I'm afraid I'm just ending, literally just doing my sign off. But welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Yes, so I will continue chugging through. Saying my goal is to try and get the whole space elevator thing, because I think that's quite cool, and I'd quite like to see what that is. I'm not gonna get anywhere near doing any of this stuff. You know, having space trains would be part of the thing, I think, as well, wouldn't it? That rails that are safe to use in space, because no point in me having a space elevator if I can't do space railways, so we've got to do that as well. But yeah, these are relatively low in the tech tree, I think, the old number ones, because you go up to. Well, that one's 4. Does it have another one as well? Oh no, then it goes to the deep space stuff. So yeah, there is tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff in this mod. And that's why I don't think I will get anywhere close to it before we have Space Age. Excellent gameplay, nice base. Thank you very much. Cool. So let's do the whole sign off. If I can do that, let's put that on that, and then pop my schedule up. So tomorrow, yes, we will be playing a brand new, completely fresh, completely vanilla, not adjusting any settings. I will probably, rattle through a few seeds, I think, but I'm not even going to do the whole pushing. Normally when I do the streams, I push out the start area, just so that it makes, less of a risk of biters turning up while I'm nattering away, basically, in the first couple of streams. So we will be, as I say, going completely vanilla, and it intended to do just a sign off, basically, to... Well, it's technically version 1.1, isn't it? But version 1 before we get Space Age, because we have 13 weeks, I think, 12 weeks, 13 weeks, something like that, before Space Age launches. I have a holiday in September, and I don't know if that'll impact it or not. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. That's very kind. Very much appreciated. And I say welcome to the channel. It's also my goal hit, so I need to think up a new goal. I usually do prime numbers. What was I saying? Yes, so I'll be taking a holiday in September. We should be able to fit in, a regular playthrough, completely vanilla, before that holiday, because it won't take me that long, because I've played the game so many times. But it's just to have a nice final send off, and also I'll be honest, to refresh my memory as to what the actual base game contains, because I think every playthrough I've done for like the last year and a half or something has had some kind of mod on it, be a small one or a complete overhaul mod. So it'd be nice just to have a playthrough that is right. This is what vanilla looks like, before it becomes version 2.0, because we know that there are changes coming, just even for version 2.0. I mean, even literally the most recent Friday Facts, they changed the Fission personal power pack to a Fusion, other way around. They changed the Fusion one to a Fission one. Not that it changes anything else, it's just, there are things like that happening. We know that, for example, rocket control units are going away, and they are going completely. They're not even in the vanilla version and version 2.0 type of thing. So all sorts of changes going on. So it'd be nice to have a little bit of a refresher to see what's going on. Vacation for Satisfactory 1.0. No, I hadn't actually appreciated that. That's actually exactly when I'm on holiday. But I am on holiday. I'm going away, which I haven't had a foreign climes, as it were, and I haven't had a holiday like that in well over a decade. Not least of all because of COVID. Obviously, that took out multiple years, but also, to be frank, I had a lot of money problems, as it were, that I couldn't spare the money to go on. Go flying around the world, as it were. So it is a proper holiday, and I'm properly going away. So no, I won't actually be playing Satisfactory. What I could do, I guess, there's a few days at the end where I'm, just back at home pottering around with the idea of, just tidying up and doing all my washing and all that sort of stuff. And maybe I could play a bit of Satisfactory. I hadn't really thought about that. Go holiday, fancy stuff. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it, actually. But yeah, maybe I could do a couple of extra sort of bonus, Satisfactory stream just to see what they've done, basically, because I haven't touched it really since I did my stream series. Have they? I mean, I guess my biggest question is, have they fixed the blueprints so that you can include rail and that pipes actually work with blueprints? Because those were, I had my frustrations with the blueprint system. And are they going to fix it so that in 1.0 you can include pipes in it and stuff like that? Because it just seemed, I found it a bit frustrating anyway. And then the fact that you couldn't include rail and stuff was just like, this is actually annoying, not good, as it were. So yeah, so hopefully they get all that fixed as well. Is the Independence Day? Oh, I'm having a good holiday. Yes. Anyway, the point is, tomorrow we'll be doing that series, and then we'll do the weekends. Will be SpaceX will be Saturday, and the vanilla playthrough will be Sunday. and we'll just keep going like that then for a while. I mean, the other thing it gives me is a little bit of a variety in this. I have found that if I stream exactly the same thing for too long, I do tend to get a little bit bored of it. So that gives me at least a little bit of difference, even if it's not really a different game. The other thing to say, literally 4 minutes ago, the Friday Facts video up. If you have not seen any of my content before, you've not seen me before streaming, I also have a YouTube channel. It has all of my VODs on, so you can catch up with like this series. And I've done loads of Factorio playthroughs, you know, Bobs and Angels and Factorio 2 and Vanilla Things, Mega Base, Aesthetic Series, Blueprints, and No Spoon Run. There are literally dozens and dozens of live stream VODs on there. But there is that Satisfactory playthrough. There's Tectonica, and Tectonica's getting a big update coming as well. I'd love to stream that again, well, at least play it through again. And Dyson Sphere Program is another one. I've done several series on that. So all sorts of building, management, those types of construction games, that sort of thing. But also what I do every week is I do a read through of the Friday Facts. It's an in-depth analysis, speculation video. Usually they're quite long videos, giving a lot of thoughts and ideas and about the content that's coming up. They're an enormous amount of fun to do. I really do enjoy them, apart from the editing. So if that's anything you think you might be interested in, then you can check out my YouTube channel. There's a big playlist there. And literally the one for this Friday has gone live 5 minutes ago. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Another spam bot, crikey. So yes, so go and check that out. So if 3 hours of me was not enough, then there's another 2 hours there. But yeah, if you've got thoughts, the thing I really love about it is that people do comment and give me their ideas and thoughts and stuff. It's always fun to see what people have thought of that I didn't think of, or things I maybe never occurred to me type of thing, or bits I missed on the video or in the Friday Facts and all that sort of stuff. That's always great to see. So. We've watched some Vanilla. Great timing. Now I'll go watch your video. Thank you very much. Yes, so all it remains for me to say then is if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.